Entertainment, what is up? My name is Akasan.
What's up, Super Crew? DC-san.
And we are getting ready for the part 2.
Part 2!
Of Day of the Black Sun.
Thanks, Blade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Blade. For these awesome custom drinks.
That's right. From Mile to Wow.
We're having our firecrackers in our northern water drinking water.
Northern water drinking dried
things
mugs.
And air. We're breathing air. Yeah.
Actually, we're eating air chips from Ritz. They're crisp, but you know.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Alright, that's it. Part 2. Black Hole Sun. I mean, Day of the Black Sun. The Eclipse. Really one of the best episodes that was animated this entire season. Really good. The intensity building in the part 1 episode. Actually, rewatching it is, I have a different appreciation for it. I've noticed this with some particular shows. Rewatching a show, or rewatching a movie, knowing what's going to happen feels, you can tell it's a little bit better. But when you're so nervous, like in this episode...
Yeah, intense.
Yeah, like in this episode, I remember the first time watching it, I was like, oh my god, this is like something bad is going to happen, but I don't know what, but something bad is going to happen. But now rewatching it, I'm able to like take it all in a little bit more. So
yeah, I'm right in between.
Right, because you don't remember everything.
I don't remember it. I watched it years ago, and I don't have any memory of what's happening now. I'm missing. It's like parts of my memory have been taken out by Dumbledore. It's like what's gonna happen?
Well, if you have any questions, let me know.
Definitely.
I shall counsel you. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey. Nice music there. There you go. It's kind of funny because the last episode before like the big conclusion, the 4-parter, they actually go to I don't know, they go to some Fire Nation area. Oh, they go to the Fire Embers, actually. The island of the Fire Embers or whatever. And they're, Aang is all pissed off because they watch this sort of recreation show.
That's making fun of everybody.
Not even making fun of him, but like it's a pretty good recreation. But he's mad because a girl plays him. But when watching this, I'm like, damn, it really does sound like a girl is doing the voice of Aang.
That's where I got the my honor, because when they do it, they're talking about Zuko.
Right.
And it's on the opposite side.
Right. Right.
It's like, wow, that's really good writing.
Right.
Because when a show can actually kind of play around and make fun of its characters and things, make light of, you know, the darker tones situation that it's in, that's good writing. I liked how they did it because it was just enough to like, that's funny, but not discredit.
Yeah, you're exactly. Because I thought I was actually really surprised how accurate it was, given that it's sort of there needs to be some sort of Fire Nation propaganda, you know, in that nation, right? So, but it seemed like they were actually giving a lot of credit to the Water Tribes and the Earth Tribe, and I was like, oh shit, like, what, would the Fire Nation approve like this type of play? You know, if there's a lot of references, I feel, to North Korea's sort of dictatorship in the Fire Nation, particularly the schools.
You mentioned the place, like, would the Fire Nation be okay with this?
Right.
Like, well,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was surprised, because in the early part of this season, the 3rd season, there's a lot of North Korean references. I even, for like one day, I taught at a North Korean kindergarten, which is almost literally the same sort of deal. When you first go into the school, they have, at the time it was Kim Jong-il, and the Kim Jong-un's grandfather, the great one, or the great-great-grandfather, or something like that. Anyways, you go in there, and they like pray to him every time they walk by, and it's almost literally the same design as that particular episode when Aang went to a Fire Nation school. And I thought that was so interesting. So that's why when I saw that play, I was like, actually the play runs off more like a Kyoto,
no play.
Yeah, exactly, like that.
Well, that's one of the things I like about the Avatar series
So
in general,
many
how
Asian,
they take different aspects of different Asian cultures and make it work.
Right.
Because you have some characters whose names are influenced from Chinese history or pronunciations and things, and then Korean and Japanese.
Right.
They kind of take it all and put it together, but they do it in a way it doesn't feel like old 80s martial arts movies where they take everything, not even that, where they take everything that they can think of that's Asian, put it together, that have nothing to do with each other, and it doesn't mix.
Right.
Like having someone wearing a belt buckle that's supposed to be like a Chinese kanji, and then like Shogun. He's doing, karate, but he's supposed to be speaking in Chinese or in Korean. It's like, that doesn't match, dude.
American Ninja or something like that.
Yeah. Just the way they mix it is smart.
I think it was well done, and like particularly this episode stands out the best in animation-wise, but also in the best because we actually see a mixture of all the different cultures in the fight, where like the Water Tribe, they don't have much in terms of inventions of what they're doing, but they played the biggest part in getting them to the island with the submarines. The Earth Tribe, or the Earth Benders, were using like caterpillar type animals, caterpillar type vehicles to go through, and basically just had them shielded all the way around, but also being able to take things and crush them and move them out the way. I like what they did with that design because it also looks like helmets from way back in the day. The only thing I had, and I mentioned this the first time around when I watched it, was I never really understood the validity of the Sokka's plan, or any of the like. Even, let's just say, even if they defeated the Fire Lord, they were in such a outnumbered position to begin with, anyways. Even if Azula, like in my opinion, even if Azula did not know about the invasion, they still would have been ready for it, because I can't imagine the Fire Nation not knowing about
that, because it's cultural.
Right. And on top of that, they knew about the eclipse or blocking out the moon in the first season.
Yeah.
And that was actually one of the Fire Lord generals who discovered it like that. So I can't imagine they would not know about the blackout. Anyway, actually, now that I think about it, when they actually go to the library, it was the Fire Lord General who went down there that burned the fucking temple. Temple. So of course he went back and told his people, like, yo, just in case, be wary of the eclipse thing, so they would be ready for it. So I don't know. The plan didn't really make much sense to me to begin with. They had such a small team, anyways. Right. Even if they took down the Fire Lord, the Azula,
the numbers, they'd have a problem with the numbers.
They would be so overwhelmed, anyways, that they would have to. It might be some sort of standoff or something like that, where they're like, yo, we got all, you guys aren't escaping from here. You're not going to kill the Fire Lord in this particular show. So I never quite understood the way this story would work. And you see in flashbacks with Roku's episodes, where his best friend was actually, and Roku was technically Fire Lord. Fire Nation. There was a big problem already because of the fact that
they're from two different tribes.
No, well, the Fire Nation on its own was starting to get more strength in numbers supporting the war, whereas Roku was against it, but couldn't get people, even being the goddamn Avatar, couldn't really get the rest of the nation on his side. And it's an interesting situation with that side. So I'll be interested to see how it all wraps up within the next 4 episodes. Even if if Aang defeats the Fire Lord, that doesn't really mean that magically the Fire Nation is going to turn around or so. I think Azula, because I think Azula, if anything, Ozai's son, his influence goes into people like Azula, into all the other generals, and the Fire Nation, like kind of like Asgard. Asgard is a people, not a place.
Sorry, anytime I hear it now, I have Callie in the back of my head.
For Asgard!
In the middle of the movie theater.
The only other thing that I picked up this time around in this screening was I listened to it a little bit closer this time. It made more sense with so from what I got out of the revelation that Ozai-san told Zuko is essentially Ozai was supposed to kill Zuko for whatever reason.
So
I think he wanted to. He was going to do it.
Zuko is supposed to take his place, but you know he's not ready. And if that happens, then obviously he loses power, right? So he's power hungry. So it's like the only way to.
Wait, why would Zuko take his place?
He'd be the heir to the throne eventually.
Eventually, right?
Eventually.
But he wasn't to the throne. He wasn't ready to do the throne anyways.
No, but getting rid of the person that would be taking over.
Nah. The way I see it more or less, because this goes back to, I don't know which flashback it was, but I think it was called Zuko Alone, maybe, was
dealing with his mom.
Uncle lost his son.
Yeah.
And
that episode was sad as hell. That made me tear up.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
Okay, so Uncle lost his son. Then in that flashback, you see a private meeting go down between the current Fire Lord and Ozai. And I think what happened at that point, Ozai was like, we'll just say the current Fire Lord was like, yo, you're getting cut off there. Yeah, look. He's getting sleepy or restless or something like that.
Yeah, restless.
So here's my thing: is Ozai's father? He was already pissed. He was like, "Wait, what the fuck? You want like this dude barely lost his son, and you want to take over?"
Right.
I think what he tasked him for was the fact that, okay, if you're gonna have to feel the same pain that your brother is feeling, and you need to go kill your son like that. And I think that's what it was. And Ozai was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll go do it. But the mom stopped them, and instead...
And sacrificed herself to save her son.
Yeah, but something...
As how it... The conversation is how it sounded, but I've never been clear as to, is that what
No,
happened?
something else she did.
She warned somebody, and that's why she was considered a traitor? Or
no, I think she did an
I don't remember.
she did an unspeakable... He said she did an unspeakable situation, and I was going to say she killed somebody, but that doesn't make sense. I was going to say she killed...
She saved someone from being killed?
Oh. She probably killed the grandfather. That's probably what it was.
So here's a question. That grandfather, was that
I forgot.
her father or his father?
What?
The grandfather, was it Ozai's father or hers?
I think it was Ozai's father.
So she killed his father because he was going... Wait, she killed his father because he basically said, you need to kill your son.
Right.
And he was okay with it.
Right.
And she killed him just for the fact that he said,
No.
Go. You should kill your son.
This was the proposal, because basically he killed her. I mean, she killed him so that Ozai would succeed the throne. And because the
and not have to sacrifice.
Iroh was out of the picture anyways, because he was on his way back.
Right.
But he was already not fit for the throne, and so they just kind of rushed Ozai into becoming the Fire Lord like that.
Wow. That's a whole different layer.
That's my theory
that I knew from before, because again, it's been a very long time since I've seen it.
But this is just my theory.
But if you're right, that's dark.
Right.
That's really dark, because I always thought that he killed her because she wouldn't fall in line. Ozai killed his wife because she didn't fall in line. And she sacrificed herself to save.
But the whole idea is that she's been banished. So she was banished.
They say that she's banished because technically, if he kills his wife, then that looks bad to the community, right?
True.
So saying that she's banished, people just believe it because you're the ruler. They're supposed to follow that.
But
in truth, he had her killed.
But at this moment in time, I believe that Ozai wouldn't lie about that because he said that she's banished. Because on top of that, he was like, "Nah, I banished her for unspeakable acts to fall in line with the plan." But then he was like, "But now I see that banishment is not the way because he's done it with his wife, and then he did it with his son. But now he's like, nah, I see that that's too soft. Like that, death is the only way and shit." So I don't think he's lying about that point.
I wonder. See, because I haven't gone to finish reading the side stories.
I heard that the comic gets into it a lot more. It gets into
it a lot more.
And from what I remember, so in fucking Iroh said that Zuko is a descendant of Avatar Roku. On the mom's side. The mom's side.
It'd have to be on the mom's side because the dad is too evil.
Right. So the mom's side, yeah. So she was actually, and so the other theory is the fact that she was banished because they found out somehow that she was a descendant of Roku. Avatar. So technically speaking, she might have a better claim to the throne, maybe. I don't know.
Him. So him banishing her means he gets to take that role.
Because originally, Roku got together with a firebender, I think, or someone from the Fire Nation. They had some sort of love interest in that flashback, but there was never something big on that. So I don't know. These are all theories, but that's one of the things that was so interesting about that particular episode was like they revealed some big shit in that flashback, and I was like, holy shit. And but I always thought that episode was really like that particular situation with Ozai versus Zuko. I always liked the way they dropped the contrast in the background, and he did his whole fucking Sith lightning shit, and
Zuko just
absorbs it
and redirects it, which I thought that was beautiful. But what I loved most about that is the fact that instead of challenging his father impulsively or like an immature person, he's like, you know what? That's not for me to do. That's for him to do. I'm out. Why? I'm not going to let you have control over me mentally, emotionally, or physically anymore. We're done. And he turns around and he walks off real confidently. I was like, wow, that was awesome. Because that part I remember watching it and how I felt at that time. It's like, yo, that's so cool.
But even
and then seeing it again this time, it's like, yeah.
But even on top of that, the fact that even though he could redirect the lightning, he didn't stay to like continue fighting him. He knew he was smart enough to just bounce after him. Like, was still dope. Because and it pissed off his dad even more.
Even if he could win, the fact that he's like, this isn't my fight. I'm better served somewhere else, helping others. I was like, he has matured. That's one of the things I love about the show is how they show growth in the characters, but not just in animation, in the actual dialogue.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
But
Iroh, man, I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, if he comes back, or I hope he comes back.
He broke out.
I hope he comes back.
If they don't show him, it'd be multi-night because he broke out of jail.
I know, like, but that's the thing. I was like,
tell me about him being Jackson. Oh, I don't remember. I want to see it.
No, I remember because he broke out, and then I was like, yo, where the fuck is he? And so it's been about 6 episodes, and he hasn't come back. Zuko has actually teamed up with Team Avatar, and he became Avatar. He became Aang's teacher, which was dope.
For firebending?
Yeah, to teach him how to firebend. But the problem was that Zuko couldn't firebend anymore because he lost. Once he turned around and defied his father, the core element which powers his firebending, he lost it, which was rage. So
he's got to learn a new way.
So he ended
fight?
up He ended up going to. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have to for the edited version. I'm gonna have to change, like, spoiler warning, because some people will be watching this in order, and I'm already talking about episodes that have happened.
So yeah, spoiler.
Yeah,
he's recapping for me because...
So then he went, which was one of the most beautiful episodes, which is what's on my desktop. He went to the fucking fire temple, whatever, the original firebenders, and he fucking danced with dragons.
Ah!
Which was fucking dope.
That's right, because it's almost like they're almost at the top of like this wall face, and the dragons are coming. Yeah,
they literally danced with dragons and shit.
That's awesome.
And then you find out that in theme song that we're always hearing is actually their theme, the Firebenders theme, or the original Firebenders theme.
Oh,
yeah. So that's what's on my desktop over there. Is those people?
All right. That's okay.
Hitting the
drums pretty
and
badass.
Shit. And that was one of the dopest fucking episodes, seeing Aang dance with the blue dragon and Zuko dance with the red dragon, and then they finally get their true core powers.
Yeah.
And you find out...
Because that's fire and electricity.
Right. Oh, yeah. There you go. And then you find out that Iroh lied about killing the last dragons. Like, that was the whole thing that goes back to season 1 with Iroh having a connection to the spiritual world, and there was rumors about that, and that's why Iroh changed his mind on so many things, because he saw it was and he lied about killing the last dragons because of that. So it's quite interesting about that particular episode. And then finally Zuko and Aang kind of started to get along, and they started to trust each other, because Aang had wanted nothing to do with him in the beginning, but also realized that the path Zuko has been walking is exactly what he needed from his teacher.
Right.
So it was interesting.
Question for you: when it comes to side villains or side characters, what's the most powerful one that showed up so far? Not including... so you did see him.
Yeah. That's been done.
Almost. No, because I couldn't remember where that was.
That was the beginning of
Sparky Boom Man.
That was the beginning of season 3, because Zuko was having doubts about the Avatar being dead, so he hired him, and then they fought him for a while, and then he disappeared. Then a few episodes later, after this one, he comes back to finish the job and shit, and Zuko's like, "Nah, fuck it, I changed my mind," and he's like, "I don't give a shit," and so Zuko ended up killing him, or something like that. So that was the end of that one. So pretty much, the last episode was it was kind of a filler episode, but basically.
It's a prep episode to get you ready for the end?
Not even that. It was basically the theatrical thing. Them seeing the play. And that was it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. But I've been told I need to watch the entire season. I need to watch the 4-part
episodes
all together. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. It's like one big ass movie. So
man, I missed this show.
Yeah.
Oh man, seriously, this show is deep. It's fun. It's funny. It's sad.
It's good.
And like something that most people don't talk about, the voice actors for Avatar.
Yeah.
Ones that I've gotten signatures from because I'm a huge geek, and ones that I have not. In general, thank you for your hard work, because dude, it's one of my absolute favorite series to watch.
That's cool. No, I
love it.
I just realized we're dressed in firebending. I want a tire red and black. My fire drink. Yeah, like that.
I'm still carrying my earth one.
Earth, yeah. And then also, Katara, she encountered, or she confronted her mother's killer and shit, which was fucking dope too.
Oh,
that was a good episode with the help of Zuko, and that was the first time Zuko saw her bloodbend, which nobody really knows she can do, but she does it and shit.
Dude,
so.
That's a badass episode.
It was actually really heartful, and the fact that she actually literally froze fucking rain around her and shit. I was like, look at that. So
where
it'll be interesting.
Force Unleashed came from. You know, when they had the trailers.
You mean Force Awakens?
No. Force Unleashed.
Ah,
Bane.
right. When
he's walking, he's got all those stormtroopers around him.
Right.
And everything pauses around him and then disintegrates. It's like, oh, this is one of my favorite trailers. I'm sorry.
All right. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this re-reaction.
Yeah.
And recap of the show. Tomorrow I'll probably be watching the Avatar, well, the 4-part piece to wrap everything up.
And the rekindling of this show. Thank you.
And then next week, or sooner down the line, y'all are going to get Cora, and Callie will be swinging by. She's never seen the show, so we'll both be doing our first-time virgin reaction. that's so weird.
And here's a question for you guys, without spoilers. Do you enjoy the Avatar series more or the Korra series more, and why? I'm curious because here in Japan,
that's a war on the
here in Japan, it's a clean split, 50-50. Yeah.
They showed Avatar out here? Like, people are familiar with Avatar?
Yeah, there's some people that are familiar with it.
Because I mentioned Avatar to people have never heard.
There are people that do know about the series because for a short time they had a short run on one of the animated stations they had here.
Okay.
So
well,
really cool.
Netflix Japan just got it. So, and I'm so happy that they have Young Justice on there. So
Teen Titans Go if you want something off.
There you go.
Tough and goofy.
All right, guys, it's getting hot in here with the. I'm gonna open the window up now, and we'll talk to you next time. All right.
Thanks. Keep super.